Why, hello there, everybody, and welcome back to Dicing with Death. So, you make your way through the rainy streets of Thornwood, looking for this pug. The pug, as they called it.
Yeah. I thought I had been there before, but maybe not.
Maybe.
Sort of halfway up the hill in Chimberton.
Chimberton. Actually, Chimberton is not up a hill. It's on the lower side, but whatever.
Yeah. Maybe that's why I get lost in the rain.
Mm-hmm.
Thought it was up the hill.
No. 20 minutes later or so, you make your way into the pug. It is a dingy, dimly lit little establishment. All the kind of awkward charm of your previous place, the Giant's Drink, is lost on the pug. People are sitting here in kind of lower, hushed voices. Everyone cordons themselves off. Lots of personal space. There's lots of daggers being glanced around. The few people standing at the bar all give a good long hard look at you as you come in. You feel that you're being sized up upon entry.
No enlarged spell today, only reduce. So 510 is what they get. And I approach the bar, order a drink, lean into the bar keep, so hopefully no one can overhear, unless they're like a thief using a detect noise.
Mm-hmm.
Which
None of those in this bar.
I don't think it works in if there's noise, does it?
Yeah, it's poorly defined. It's not supposed to work if there's other noise.
Anyways, I order a drink and then lean in and say, I'm looking for a halfling by the name of Giebel.
Bartender pours your drink. I don't know what you ordered, but he just pours you a glass of whiskey. He just pours you whiskey. Neat.
That's all they have. Is that all they have here?
No, there's other things, but
Okay.
you order something and he pours you whiskey and sets it down
I'll take it.
and says, Giebel's not working tonight.
But he does work here? When
Yeah.
can I find him? Or when was he last in?
Keeps his own hours. Haven't seen him in a few days. You got a message you want to leave for him? Maybe a name and a place?
You can tell him Carl's looking to chat.
He nods.
I guess I sit back at the bar and sip my whiskey and turn for the first time to size up the room and the other guys at the bar. Are any of them clearly leaning in to try and hear what was being said, or
No one makes any
up and down?
show of looking for you. Everyone keeps to their groups and keeps their voices low. As I said before, this place is not very well lit. There is a hearth, a fire going in the kitchen, and the light reflects out of that. But other than that, there's like a chandelier with maybe room for 18 candles, but only 5 of the candles are actually lit. And a couple of the tables have candles at them, but there's not a lot of lighting going here. The people at the far back of the tavern are shrouded in shadows. The sound of rain helps cover the conversation.
Yeah. I mean, that seems to confirm my suspicions, or at least gives Giebel opportunity. He's been gone for a few days, presumably in Misty Rapids. I bet the Red Shields have a ton of guards. I'm thinking about just confronting the lady again. But I think better of it. Does this seem like a comfortable place, or am I worried I'm going to get stabbed and robbed?
If you're going to get stabbed and robbed, it's going to probably be leaving this place.
You mean like in the alley outside?
Yeah. Like, this is the part of town where you get
I
stabbed.
might as well hang out and collect myself.
Right.
So I take one of those dark You said there were dark chairs in the corner,
Mm-hmm.
shrouded in shadows.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take my whiskey and sit over there, hood over my head. Eye the room. I guess if I see anything that catches my eye, let me know. But I don't think that I want to be heard asking around for Geeble.
Okay.
Well, I guess I did just leave a message for him.
A few minutes pass, and a halfling comes in.
It's not Geeble, is it? Just a halfling?
What's Geeble look like?
No, I feel like he was big for a halfling. Kind of brawny. Took a fair share of magic missiles. But yeah, I don't know.
This guy's not that big. Medium-sized halfling, 3 feet tall or whatever. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Dim lighting here, dim lighting there. Who's to say? He goes over and climbs up on one of the chairs that has a little bit of a ladder, a little bit of a step built into it to make it easy for the short folk to get up. Stands at the bar stool and orders a drink, has it brought over to him, and just kind of sits at the bar by himself. You notice he is armed with a dagger.
What did Geeble have? He had like was it a club? Or like a sword?
He threw a dagger at you.
Threw a dagger.
It all happened so fast.
Yeah. I'm looking over to the bartender expectantly to see if he'll like signal me like this is Geeble. But maybe it's not even Geeble. Maybe it's just a halfling. Maybe I'm racist.
Maybe. There's no signal from the bartender. You're not even sure he knows where you are. You couldn't even make out anyone in these shadows, so.
I look carefully to see if the bartender and him have a conversation. Like if it looks like the bartender could relay, hey, there was a guy here looking for you. He said his name was Carl.
And the bartender comes over and leans in front of him, and then steps away and brings over a drink and leans in for another few seconds and takes a coin and walks away. And there's room to have delivered a message.
Okay. I take my time finishing my drink, and then when it's time to go order another, then I will do so. But that's probably another couple of minutes at least.
Sure. I mean, you can finish your drink as soon as it needs to be finished for the story.
Yeah, just if this halfling were to get up and walk away a few minutes later.
No, he's taking his
A
time.
bar fight were to break out, or there's a few minutes for something to happen. So when my drink is empty, I approach the bar again to order another.
Okay.
And
What is it that you are ordering this second time?
I'll just say another round. And also, I think I want to approach from the opposite end of the bar so that I'm not near the halfling.
Okay.
If that's
So if
reasonable.
Geeble's on the left side of the bar, you're going to the right side of the bar.
Is the door on the right side as well?
The door's on the right side.
Okay, yeah, that's how I was imagining it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so I slap down my empty glass and ask for another round.
All right.
If the barkeep doesn't start by saying anything, I'll say another round. And it did cross my mind that that Geeble has a partner that he travels with a lot of the time. If you happen to know the companion's name, I say as I pay with gold, but hopefully so that it's like concealed and not obvious to the rest of the bar that I'm paying with gold, if that's feasible.
Yeah, that's feasible.
Like I slide a gold coin underneath my hand or whatever. I mean, maybe the guy next to me at the bar, whatever.
He just mumbles Geeble and Skeeble. And then as he goes to fill up your drink, he goes and fills your drink with moonshine that he pulls from directly in front of the other halfling. Like he goes over, walks to where the other halfling is, fills up the drink from the bottle that's sitting over there, and then walks back to you, hands it to you.
As in the bottle was sitting on the bar in front
No,
of
like
the
you know how like you've got the bar and
Yeah.
you've got bottles in the well, and some bottles are in this part of the bar and some bottles are in that part. So he walks to the other end of the bar and uses that bottle and walks back. And you get a different you get moonshine instead of whiskey.
whatever. I'm kind of bemused.
Yeah.
Okay, but he's not like this halfling is your guy.
Yeah, that's. Give me a charisma check.
Is that the implication? I don't know if that was the implication. I guess let's roll another.
I think that it's questionable if that's
27.
the implication. Yeah. You're getting the feeling that, like, before when you ordered a drink, you ordered a beer or something, and he just grabbed the closest bottle to him and filled it up. And now you asked for another, and he went well out of his way to stand in front of the only halfling in the room.
Okay. Well, I'll take the drink and go just sit next to the halfling at the bar.
All right.
And I'm not going to say anything to him immediately.
Like this stool directly next to him.
Yeah, and I'm trying
Alright.
to think how
Just so you know, that's going to be a little bit. There's plenty of stools around, and everyone's giving themselves lots of space. So you sit down next to him, and as you do so, he looks up from the corner of his eye and goes, "Huh?"
I look to meet his gaze and spend like a second seeing if I recognize him.
Give me another charisma check. See if you can recognize him.
All the charisma checks. That's all I've rolled this session. Ooh, barely scraping by.
You don't seem to recognize him. Maybe it was really dark. Maybe that's why.
In halfling, I break the ice with, I don't know if there's some typical halfling greeting, but the equivalent of "well met, friend" in halfling.
He turns to you, and in
And I
halfling,
like raise I don't know, raise the drink.
he nods and
Is
says,
your reply or just
"May your gardens always be green." A traditional halfling
yeah.
communication.
I say, alas, my grass is brown. I'm from Misty Rapids, nothing but plains. And I look, weighing his response. I think I'm sitting. Where was the open seat?
On his right.
Okay, yeah. So I was imagining as well. So I think my patch is on my left, so it would be close to him.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm looking, gauging his reaction, like the sigil obviously visible. I just said I'm from Misty Rapids. I want to see if he like pull out a dagger and finish the job. Is this dweeble or weeble or meeble or
Geeble and Skeeble. He gives a bit of a burp and takes a moment to visibly like eye you up and down, like checks you out, like runs his eyes from your head all the way down to your toes and back up. And then in halfling, he says, "What brings you to Thornwood? So out of your way."
Got business with the Lady Redshield. Her reach is far and wide, so Misty Rapids, Thornwood, all in the neighborhood.
He nods.
Dinner's ready!
No, there's bells going on outside.
Oh,
A lot of church bells.
that was your mom. Church, are you near the courthouse or something? Where?
I don't know where these are from. There's that church over by, what is it, Alameda Park, near Kids World.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, there's a big old church there. I guess that's where they're from. It's weird to hear church bells,
Yeah, especially at 7 p.m. on a Thursday.
right? Someone must have gotten married or something.
Or died. Or had their soul harvested. Or...
These bells sound too happy to be death bells.
Fair enough. This guy doesn't seem like he's dweeble, or maybe he's playing it super cool. Like I basically just laid out the notes of the hit if he were to have been the guy to hit me. So I guess if he doesn't say anything or betray anything, I'll just come right out and ask. In Maundy Thursday? Is Maundy Thursday a thing? Is that like a pre-Easter thing?
I don't know.
Like tomorrow is
Is
Black
Easter this
Friday?
weekend?
No, yeah, this is Easter weekend, right?
My God.
Ash Wednesday. That was yes. I don't even know. I don't know Jesus. I have no idea what Jesus would do.
Google Calendar does not tell me any of these days are anything special. I think it's just people in chat being people in chat.
The Last Supper, I guess, is today. Commemorates the Last Supper. Yeah, okay.
Because Jesus rose on a Sunday, right? No.
Yeah,
Wait, no, because then he would have to
tomorrow's
be
Good Friday.
dead on Thursday, right? He would have
Yeah,
died on a
I
Thursday.
think he died on Good Friday. That's why it's so good. It's like, yeah, finally killed that commie bastard.
But if
And
he was dead for 3 days, so why is Easter on a Sunday?
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I don't know. Maybe they killed him in the morning. He didn't get up till the evening. I don't know, man.
My Bible's pretty bad.
Yeah, let's just get back to our fantasy universe with our fantasy gods
Oh, so much better.
and make Georg fantasy Jesus. Where's that Silac?
Oh, I'm not sure. Tyrus is maybe fantasy dark
Fantasy
Jesus.
Jesus.
Yeah, he's Jesus
Died
from the
for our
darkest
sins.
timeline.
All right.
Anywho,
So
you say to the halfling before you.
I so I'm looking for Giebel. I mean, so I like spilled all my biography and given him a few
Mhm.
seconds or probably a good long time to react, and he kind of just went,
He nods
for Giebel.
and goes, "Yeah, I know a Geeble." And then he throws his drink at you and runs out the door. Let me
Um,
see. I think you're probably a little surprised by this.
I mean, roll the d10. I think.
I mean, I roll a 1 on the d10,
Yeah, I'm
so
surprised.
yeah.
Totally. Yeah. So he's out the door.
He tosses the drink at you and then jumps off the stool and runs.
Can I try and catch the glass so that it doesn't break?
That's the thing you're concerned
I
about?
think that's what I do with while he's surprised.
Give me a dex check. See if you can catch the glass in the air.
My dex is not good. No, I'm like
No.
bumbling, like trying to catch the glass, and I'm like juggling it as it goes clang and smashes on the floor.
Shatters on the floor, yeah. People barely look up from what they're doing. What do you do? The halfling has run out into the stormy streets.
I mean, I look back, I look at, he's lost. I mean, I think I follow him out.
Mm-hmm.
I had already overpaid the bartender, so whatever. I leave the broken glass on the floor.
All right, you run
Step
out
back
and you
to the
see
rainy
him.
street, staff in hand.
You see him bolting to the right, towards Southgate.
I guess I give chase. At least for now. I mean, I can even see him in this. Like he's.
I mean, when he went out the door, you saw him take a right. So as
Okay.
you run out into the streets, there's not a lot of light out there. It's just whatever spills from someone's window. There's no torches. There's no street lights. There's no moon or starlight.
Yeah. Does it take? I would if I lit a torch, it would be a half move. It would be half of my move.
I think lighting a torch is a full round action.
Yeah, so I've got to slow down to light a torch, but I would slow down to his speed.
Well, yeah, because you need like flint and tinder it
Yeah.
lit. If you
I
have
think
like
that's what I- so
actual
I
fire source, you could just put your torch in, and that would be
There's
a
not-
half round.
There's not a fire source. Wait,
There are candles around the tavern, but you'd have to like.
no. But but I can do a half move and light a torch. Correct.
No, lighting a torch is a full round. Ooh, what was that?
What?
I don't know. There was a sharp, piercing whine for a moment. Lighting a torch is a half round action, a full round action. If you have to flint and steel it up, if you have to light it off of something else that's already lit, then it's a half round.
Okay, so I think I take off running without a torch, pulling a torch from my bag to light if I see like a lamp or something that I could light it on. But otherwise, I'm just going to run in the dark to the right, hoping to catch this guy.
Sure. You bolt to the right, start to make your way down the street. It's dark. You're not really sure what's going on around here. And the halfling jumps out of a side alley that you begin to pass and attempts to tackle you.
Of course he does. Do I get an attack of opportunity, or is it still like, or am I surprised?
You are not surprised by this time. This one, as
I've
he
got my
leaps
quarterstaff
at
in
you.
hand, and if I passed a torch, like a sconce or something, I would have pulled out a torch and lit it. If not, I think I've still just got my quarterstaff in hand.
Yeah, you haven't passed anything yet.
So I should get an attack opportunity.
You do.
Yeah.
Yes.
SWAT. He's probably got high dex though. I roll an 11.
11 is a miss.
It is.
Actually,
okay.
you don't get your dex mod when you are making an unarmed attack against someone.
Really?
And you get a plus. Yeah, he's making an unarmed attack against you, which means you get a
Okay.
+4 to hit him, and he doesn't get his Dex mod.
Okay.
Because
I
when
think
you're
it is dark though, so I get a penalty. Although he doesn't have infravision, so the penalty and bonus cancel. Correct.
right. So you hit him anyway. Give
Ooh,
me a
nice,
roll
nice
for
solid
damage.
6 with my quarterstaff.
Wow, you crack him hard. He hits. He tackles you. Give me a strength check. An opposed
Oh,
strength
my
check.
drained strength.
Where's our?
Ugh.
Oh,
13. So if he passes, I am grappled or whatever.
come on, roll 20. Roll 20 is not playing the music. It's not playing the music.
Oh, it seems like chat got whatever horrible noise you heard as well.
Yeah.
I didn't get it.
All right.
Sorry, guys.
No, it's probably just something from one of the programs there. You make a 13.
I failed. Yeah,
You fail, but he also fails. He doesn't attack. He grabs you around the waist, but he does not drag you to the ground. And we roll initiative.
Is he still within my reach, or is?
No, he's grappling with you.
So he is but he didn't. Neither of us passed our strength check. So what does that mean? Does he still have hands on me?
He has hands on you, but he didn't drag you to the ground.
Okay. Can I cast a spell in this situation? Or do I need to?
He's a halfling, so he's only got you around the waist. He doesn't have your arms. I would say you can cast a spell, but if he gets his turn before you get your turn, he could interrupt your spell with a grapple maneuver of any kind.
Yeah.
So it's a risky maneuver for you.
Yeah, life's risky. I think I'm going to cast Blink. I have color spray as well. That would be. Let me take just a second to look at the casting times. Debating between color spray and Blink. Color spray casting time 1. That's pretty nice. Blink casting time 1 as well.
There we go.
I think I'm going to go for the Blink with a 4.
All right, and he rolls an initiative of greater than 4. So you cast Blink. And
did we figure this out? Each round the spell is in effect, the wizard rolls a 2d8 to determine the timing.
I think it kicks in next round.
So I don't blink this first round.
Right.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So he tries to sweep your feet out from underneath you and drag you to the ground. So he hits with his trip attack, and you need to make I believe it's a dex check.
Probably strength or dex. Either way, they're both 8, so it doesn't
Okay.
matter right now. But nope, I fail.
And his check passes. He drags you to the ground, slamming you against it hard, against the cobblestone.
Is he on top of me?
Mm-hmm.
He's interesting.
He slams you to the ground, is sitting on you, and goes to start to pummel you, but
there's a possibility that I teleport 10 feet directly above and fall on top of him. But we'll see what happens with the blink.
Interesting. He goes to pummel you, and I think that's the initiative roll for next round.
God. Yeah, my initiative is awful. Right? The 2d8 is the result of the dice roll is used as the wizard's initiative for the round.
No, it's used as Blink's initiative for the round. You add your D10.
It says rolls to determine the timing of the blink. The result of the dice roll is used as the wizard's initiative for that round. I think we were dorking that up last time. If the spellcaster holds off his attack, if any, until after the blink, the 2d8 delay is added to his normal d10. Or the spellcaster can try to get his attack in before the blink. Oh, he must announce his intent before rolling the 2d8 and the d10.
Right.
So I guess this time I'm waiting till the end of the round to attack.
Okay. All right, so he begins to unarmed attack pummel you.
I think if he's wrestling, I think he can just automatically do like his D2 damage or whatever.
Right.
Like I don't. If like I assume he just got me into like a grapple hold. Like it depend. There's like three or there's many different unarmed combat rules in 2E.
God, I know. I wish
And
there
you
was
sort
just...
of like. Well, I mean, you pick one for your character, basically.
All right, he just wants to pummel. He just wants to punch.
And why did he even? I mean, he okay.
Because you're on the ground now, which gives him advantage. You know, not 5e advantage, but he's sitting on top of you, so that gives him high ground, and you're prone, so bonuses to hit all over the board.
Yeah.
All right, so he makes a roll to hit with his right hand and his left hand. Oh my God! Natural 1 and natural 4. He goes to slam his fists into you, but you batter them away as you blink. Where do you blink? Give me a D8.
2. I think I have to reroll that.
That's to your...
Oh no, it's to the right. So I blink 10. So I'm still prone. I think I blink 10 feet to the right.
Yeah, you blink out from underneath him and find yourself in the alleyway that he...
And I roll to my
attacking it.
feet, come up behind him, and just shiv him in the... I'm not proficient with my dagger yet. I just smack him over the head with the quarterstaff.
Right. I will give you back attack and surprise and high ground on this, because he's on the ground.
So is that +5?
Yes, but then minus
4 for darkness?
4 for darkness.
But he has a penalty 4 to his AC for darkness
Yes,
as well.
so that evens out, so +5 basically.
Oh god. No, miss.
You swing and miss. Initiative.
I'm gonna try and beat my initiative with a color spray. Shit, 8.
Oh!
So the color spray should go off in my initial position or in the final
In your
position?
initial position.
Okay. Unless he interrupts it. Does
Right.
he beat 8?
He does. He turns around, draws a dagger as he backs up and hurls it at you. Armor class.
He can't back up and hurl. I get an attack of opportunity if he withdraws. If he like.
That's
doesn't
true.
withdraw. So he either.
But you can't make an attack of opportunity while you're casting a spell. He was
Sure.
doing that.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
So he
okay.
exposed himself, but...
Yeah, but
in
my
this-
quarterstaff is like in one hand, not useful as a weapon.
Yeah.
If it was a dagger, I could probably make an attack of opportunity. I think
Not while you're mid-spell casting, I think.
You need one hand free to cast the spell.
You need both hands free to cast spells.
You do?
Yeah.
And how do wizards have staves?
I think you just rest your staff against you, or you hold the staff in the hand while you
Okay.
jibber-jabber.
I don't think the whole. I'm not. I mean, it doesn't take longer to cast to jibber jabber when you roll poorly on your initiative, does it? I think that's like preparing.
I think it's a thing that you can't look at
Casting
too
time
closely.
is 1. I feel like that implies that there's just like a couple of words that need to be said.
Yeah.
Like I think the rest of the round is like channeling magical energies. I don't.
Well,
I don't know.
one way or the other. What's your armor class?
10.
Okay. The dagger does hit you
I really need an armor spell.
for 2 points as it sinks into your shoulder.
And it interrupts my spell casting.
Yeah.
Just flat out. That's what we're
Yep.
going with.
Yep. And then you blink. Poof. Where do you blink?
3 is
Back into your right?
3 is right behind.
Yeah. So
So
you...
am I further into the alley and
No, now you're in the main
Okay.
street. You're just back into the main street.
Mhm.
Further away from him. In fact, well, you can barely make out his figure.
I'm 10. I only blinked 10 feet. Oh, and then he ran.
Yeah, but he backed up a little bit. You can make out his figure standing in the rain, kind of heaving with his heavy breathing. Let's roll initiative for next round.
9. Probably should have just gone with the blink. Does my blink beat? So I think his attack just fizzles. I don't know where he doesn't beat a 3. I assume
He does
right?
not beat a 3.
So I blink to. I blink to the right. So I think his targeting gets thrown off.
Yeah.
Like because he declared
Ooh,
as a.
There it goes again. What the fuck is that? I think it might be Steam that's doing that. I got a weird... I don't know what's going on, guys that are viewers. I'm sorry about that. That's the second time it happened, and that time it happened when the Steam notification popped up. So I'm going to think it's maybe Steam, and I've closed it, so it's not going to happen again, fingers crossed. If it happens again, we'll probably restart the entire stream, because that is not an acceptable noise for us. Sorry about that. Okay, continue, Ryan.
I think I blink at the start of the round, 10 feet to the right.
Yeah.
If he's throwing, he probably throws where I just was. Is he running? My attack
No,
goes.
so he goes to hurl a dagger, or you blink, you see him hurl a dagger, it kind of just clatters into the darkness where you were. You blinked further. Actually, you can't blink any farther to your right. No, you can. You blink inside a building.
Oh, shit.
You are in someone's house. There is a candle next to a bedside. There is a couple sitting up in bed. The wife has a book open and is thumbing through the pages. And as you appear, she looks at you, gives a yell. The husband sits up in bed, pulls the sleeping mask from his face, and they both look at you with horror as this rain-soaked wizard appears in their bedroom.
Alright, I immediately flee the bedroom. If I can grab the candle on the way out, I will do so.
Yes, very easily too.
Yeah, I just snag the candle right out the front door.
Alright, you're out the front door, back into the streets.
Can I position myself and give chase, or is it just like...
By the time you step back out into the streets, I don't think you can see him anymore.
Yeah, he booked it.
Yeah.
So with the candle now, I jog down the street looking for him.
Give me a perception check.
The direction he was running. 20 plus 12, 18 now.
You don't see him in the streets.
What about the shadows? Is he hiding in the shadows? There's no
If
way.
he is, he's doing it successfully.
God, the bastard. I spend a few minutes casing the place. I jog a little further the direction he was running. And then if I don't see him in that round, I'll sort of turn back and I'll probably pace the street, pace the alley for a good while.
Okay. He's nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, I guess the candle goes out right away in the rain, huh?
Pretty quickly. You did have time to light a torch off it if you wanted to.
Yeah, I would have lit a torch. And
Yeah.
tried to find him.
Alright.
No luck.
No luck.
Gone.
He's nowhere to be seen. You now have a candle that's been put out in a little candle holder, and a torch, and a staff. So your hands are filled with wooden, with things.
Yeah. I probably got candle and staff clutched in one hand. I dumped the candle back on the doorstep of the.
Oh, it's so nice of you to put it back to the same house.
I'm not evil yet. And then frustrated. I think I go to Red Shield Manor, unless something strikes me on the way there. Unless inspiration strikes on the way there. I'm wet, I'm cold, I'm pissed off.
You make your way through the dirty, I guess not so dirty anymore. You make your way through the rain-soaked streets.
That it wasn't a leprechaun. She knows who I am.
Torrents of water run down the sides of either street.
There are a few awkward blinks, by the way, in the rounds that I was searching.
It's fine.
We're just going to assume that I didn't teleport into anyone else's living room?
If you walk down the middle of the street, you can secure yourself not teleporting into anyone's room if you stick to the center of the street. Because the street's about 10 feet wide, and if you would... Yes, that way you would probably blink into a wall, so you can't blink. If you walk down the very center of the street, if you're very intentionally trying not to blink into someone's house, you can do it. Otherwise, you probably do blink into another house somewhere. But you make your way to the Red Shield estate.
My HP is 10 out of 15. Max Noob Powoner. What a Twitch ID. That guy must be really good at Counter-Strike or something.
You did 6 damage to him, right?
Yeah, a nice crack with a quarterstaff, but only got the one attack in.
Alright, you find yourself before Red Shield Manor. It took you a little while to get here. You're not used to the Chimberton streets. You got a little lost and turned around. It must be nearing midnight now. But you stand before before Red Shield Manor, your torch in hand, sputtering in the rainy night.
Is the gate is closed,
The gate is open, creaking on its hinges.
and there's no guard on duty?
No guard on duty. No guard outside. You presume inside there are plenty of guards.
Music's intense. For a second, I was wishing for a set of black robes and come to visit her as Georg the Grim. But I'm already here, and the gates are wide open as if she's expecting me. I give them a gentle push and go up the walkway.
They creak, and you step in through the yard. There's a fountain off to your left, rose bushes to your right, little sitting area. It all looks a little bit creepy in the rain, long shadows being cast by your torchlight. You make your way to the front door. There's a slight awning sitting over it to give you shelter. Inside, you can actually hear conversation in between the blasts of thunder.
Can I listen and tell any more, or is it just muffled by the building?
It's muffled by the building and by the rain and by the thunder that rolls through. You see there's a little bit of light coming from one of the windows down to the left side of the villa.
I give the door with my quarterstaff.
The speaking stops. And then you hear footsteps. The door opens and a butler stands before you. He's in his nightshirt. He's still got a little bow tie on, though. It looks like maybe it's a clip-on or something. He just clipped it onto his nightshirt. He's got one of the big floppy nightcaps and holds a large candle in a tray. And he says,
Is there any sign of who the other party was?
he opens the door and says, "Good evening, sir. What would bring you to our establishment at such an hour?"
I think I'd just ignore him for a second and look past him into the foyer to see if I can see someone or see someone running down the hallway.
He did not keep the door. He opened the door a quarter of the way, so he's blocking, very clearly blocking
So
half
I
the.
probably try to look over and past him. And I say, "Who are you speaking to just now?"
Give me a perception check. See if you can get your head in and look around. See what you can see.
Yeah.
How good of a view do you really get? Oh, you get a good view. That's a pretty solid view. You managed to poke your head in, and you see Lady Redshield in long red silken nightgown, basically, in the back left corner, down in the foyer, looking towards you. And as you spot her, she steps forward and says, "Rudolph, step back. This is our dear friend Georg. Don't you know him?"
You actually say Georg?
No, Sam, fucking Carl. This is our dear friend Carl, the Archwizard for Baron Song.
Assassins, milady? Don't you think that was a bit much?
We have many things to discuss, it seems, Carl. Won't you come in? Rudolph, see him to the parlor, she says as she walks to the door that you recognize, or to a door that you would expect leads to her bedroom, having blinked into it before.
I have 19 intelligence. I know. I know where I blinked. I extinguished my torch on the ground just before entering.
Yeah. The man leads you into a parlor. It is a very comfortable sitting room.
Chad just wants me to murder this. Then you guys don't get any story if I just murder hobo every NPC that we meet.
Don't listen to them.
We at least need to milk them for all the information they have first.
And what reason do you have to kill her?
Yeah, I stole her diary. She sent assassins.
Potato, potato.
Tit for tat.
All right. The butler,
I
Rudolph.
take it in the foyer.
The butler Rudolph leads you into a room just to the left of the foyer, the room that had the light coming out of it. You see a candle sitting next to a large chair. He takes the candle over to the hearth and begins to light a fire in there. It looks like there's already kindling and logs set up for a fire in the future, and he begins to light it.
Just put my torch out.
All right. After he gets it going, he stands up and asks if you'd like any refreshments. I think your heart's probably still racing a little bit, despite the polite manner of the butler.
I think I just shake my head. No.
He stands off to the side politely.
I think I'm standing next to the fire, warming myself.
A few minutes pass before Lady Redshield enters. She has changed clothes and is in much more appropriate attire. She wears something similar to what she wore that first time you saw her. A long red dress, maybe? It's hard to tell whether it's a dress or a robe. You know, it's one of them fancy, lots of fabric, lots of folds. It's all one big thing that drapes down. But it's very elegant and fitting somehow. She stands through the door and gives the butler a nod, and he excuses himself from the room.
So we're alone here in the, what is this, the study? What would you call it? What did she call it?
The parlor.
Parlor. Are there books?
No, not really.
Is this where we met the first time?
No, you met upstairs in her office.
That's what I thought.
This is much more of like a sitting and talking and drinking, and it's the equivalent of the living room. In fact, the living room is literally the parlor. They changed the name after, I want to say, the Spanish flu, because so many people were, you would show a body off in the parlor when it had died, and parlor became, a term for sadness, and so they called it the living room because so many people were dying in there. Interesting note of
Is that
etymology.
true?
It is true from what I have read. Now, I may have been misinformed, but from my investigations, living room and parlor, same.
So, milady, you say we have much to discuss?
It appears.
I would like to start by asking why you saw it necessary to send assassins after me in my home.
I would like to ask why you pretended to be a leprechaun and then stole something of mine.
I know not what you speak.
I thought we were being honest.
Stare her down for a second. Did we ever who said anything about honesty? I'll start being honest when you do.
I freely admit, I sent a short little man to slit your throat in your sleep and retrieve my book. Now, your turn.
My eyes narrow. Magic. Who enchanted that book for you?
You should
You
know her.
denied it.
A cleric in your town.
Yes, she was quite tight-lipped.
Maybe
Yes.
you're not asking the right questions.
Yes, I spoke with our dear mother.
Well. We have quite the little problem, don't we?
I think I take a seat at like the fireplace. Is there like does the hearth extend out into the room?
Not really, but there are chairs nearby. You take a seat, she takes a seat. You guys are facing each other in these ridiculously large chairs. They come up like a foot and a half above your head, and they got these big rests. You sink into them, big buttons hold
Only
them
I
back.
had an enlarged spell to make me big enough for this chair. Oh, how big is the chair? I can choose how much to reduce it. I think I do just that. I take out a little bit of iron powder and sprinkle it on the chair.
Hold on. All right. So as you start to take out something from your pouch, she
Yeah.
puts up a hand and says, "I wouldn't do that if I were you. We may be
pause
alone
for
in
a
this room,
I
but this
pause for a
house
second.
is guarded."
you've taken precautions since I was last here.
I was
I
informed you were
mean,
coming.
since the leprechaun was last here.
A mutual friend of ours met you earlier tonight. Came right here to let me know you were in town.
Why, that couldn't have been more than 2 minutes ago. Fast little halfling. Was that thimble or symbol?
His
Gimbals?
name's really not important, is it?
Sure.
So here we are.
I'm like, I think I'm racking my brain trying to figure out how she could possibly protect this place. Like, on such short. She's got to be the wizard. Like, yeah. Okay, so here we are. So you're the wizard then? And I lean forward, having maybe just pieced things together.
I don't know what you mean by the wizard.
The other wizard here in town. Randall seems quite confident that he is the only one.
Is that who you're working for? That was the one piece I couldn't figure out.
Doing a favor. I'm new to the neighborhood. You never know. Never know who may help you out further down the line.
Quite true indeed. Loyalty is bought in very strange ways. Ramdal's a competent enough man, but it has taken him far longer to deduce this than I would have expected.
I nod slowly. He was concerned about... God, I can't even remember. Suspicious dealings. It's mostly the books, but he seemed to imply darker arts.
People always fear what they don't know.
Neoglan. There appears to be a shortage.
Sloppy work, Annabella, she says to herself.
Annabella. Garrick doesn't say that. That was Ryan reacting. How many fucking wizards are there in this place? Right.
So, we have a problem. You can't kill me and escape here alive. And I don't
Is that
really...
a challenge?
And I don't really like that you are going about telling Ramdal of my wizarding.
I've told Ramdal nothing, but unless you can convince me otherwise
Oh.
tonight...
Quite good to know. I see.
Unless you can convince me otherwise tonight... He's the one offering me something.
I thought you were trying to make friends. Get help. Introduce yourself to the local establishment. Who better to help you along your way than me?
I'm listening. In exchange for information about our secret wizard, snatching up all the books, Ramdal was prepared to allow me to glimpse into his spellbook. You see, Lord Song is quite keen that I master the art of scrying. Never been too interested myself, but a boss is a boss.
How attached are you to this Lord Song?
Get along all right. What are you suggesting?
I have many works that need doing, and so few people I can trust with secrets. How much is he offering to pay you? Come work for me. I may not have Baroness in my title, but Countess will come soon.
The politics of this are all way over my head.
And you know what happens to a Countess? Well, you know what a Countess has the power to do?
Is a count higher than a baron?
Yes.
Do I know that?
Yes.
Okay.
King, Count, Baron, Lord is the order.
I don't know. Behead people?
No. Well, yes, but no. A Countess can appoint barons. Can name nobles.
That's...
Lord Carl has a very warm ring to it, doesn't it?
I am a wizard, not a lord.
Why not both?
No. I think it would be in the best interest of my reputation to at least show some loyalty. I've only just been appointed.
Don't you see?
Rapids.
You are the most loyal man around. Here you come, all the way to Thornwood, on a mission for your lord, only to learn that someone has it out for him. You race back, braving the rain through the night, only to get to the Baron Song too late. You make your way through his room, through the keep to his side, and find him dead. The assassins got to him too soon. They came after you, and while you were gone hunting them down, they got to him.
My jaw hangs open for a second. Is Giebel still in Misty Rapids?
Who cares where that little fool is?
Oh. Wait, so...
The truth of the situation and the truth that we tell people are two different things. You make your way back to Misty Rapids, fearful of your lord's potential demise, see him in, and I see to it that you replace him. Lord of Misty Rapids.
What?
Lord Carl. Baron Carl.
What is it that you have against Baron Song?
He's a two-bit man from a two-horse town. Terrified
I
of the
killed
shadows.
one of them. Well, trolls did.
He's terrified of the shadows. He's paralyzed with fear, unable to do anything.
Do you blame him?
I blame incompetence. I blame fear.
Milady, I'm perfectly willing to work with you if you can make it in my interest, but I am no assassin, and I am not convinced that slaying Lord Song at this juncture is wise. Despite his paranoia and numerous flaws, he's keeping the region stable for now, is he not?
I don't care. What is it, then, Carl, that you want? Why have you come here this evening? What brought you to my doorstep?
Frankly, I was angry. That's twice now your halflings have eluded me.
They're slippery, aren't they?
Lord Song can wait. I think your plans have been brewing for quite some time. It's a little longer. You still haven't convinced me on the Randall situation. You look angry. Were you expecting me to roll over and beg?
I'm just
You haven't even
wondering.
scratched my belly yet.
I'm just wondering how best to dispose of you. Clearly, you have no value to me. My butler has seen you come in. By now, the whole house knows who's here. If you somehow manage to kill me, which you won't, and somehow manage to elude my guards, which you won't, you are a dead man. Unless you plan on murdering every single person in this house before
Who
you can be
said
stopped.
anything about murder?
So you see, you're in a bit of a pickle. What you really should be doing is asking me, or offering me something not to see you dead.
Can I roll a spellcraft check to like try and guess of like out of character? I don't know any spells that would like prevent or like magic wards that would like zap a wizard for trying to cast a spell. Can I roll a spellcraft check to see if I would have heard of anything like that, or is that not appropriate?
In theory, something is possible. Like, it is possible that you could have a spell effect when when anyone tries to cast a spell. Blah 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 happens.
Mm-hmm.
It may not be in the player's handbook or any of the other spell books, but a spell could be contrived to do such a thing, a custom spell.
Mm-hmm. I agree, Kalinth. This bitch got crazy.
There's a knock on the door, and the butler comes in with a silver tray on which are glasses of some, probably alcohol. He sets one down before you and sets one down before her.
Just a second.
And begins to walk away.
Does True Seeing reveal the presence? Would that reveal a poison? Like a
True Seeing.
see things as they truly are. So I mean, that sounds super general. Like I think I would be like, if I invoked that, I would be able to tell if the wine was poisoned or if all sorts of fun things.
Just looking for the spell to. God, it's a 5th level spell. The exact location of displaced things is obvious. Invisible things become visible. Illusions and apparitions are seen through. Polymorph chains or enchanted things are apparent. I think that does include detecting poisons. Sure.
I mean, the line it doesn't say anything specifically about that, but it says the ability to see things as they are. So like, it'd be like that's not a glass of wine, that's a glass of poison.
Yeah, I would say it would detect poison.
Okay. Oh yeah, and the reverse false seeing causes the person to see things they are not. Rich is poor, rough is smooth, beautiful is ugly. So it sounds like it's just kind of OP high level wizard spells.
Mm-hmm.
Does invoking the amulet require that I touch it, or
Yes.
can I just through my?
I think you need to hold it in your hand, or at least you could just stroke it maybe, and that would
Through
work.
my shirt, or do I have to?
No, skin must touch it.
I mean, it's touching my bare chest.
Skin from your hand. You must have like a good grip on it to hold it. So it would require you to reveal the amulet.
Yeah,
at least on
no,
some level.
I'll hold off for now, and I don't think I'm going to drink the drink though. Like maybe I'll take it absentmindedly, like raise it to my lips, but set it down without actually touching my lips to the glass. With all due respect for your position and your power, milady, your threats do not scare me, and I am still unmoved on the matter with Randall.
Well then, you are free to go.
I stand from my chair slowly, taking my staff. Does she stay seated?
She stays seated, drums her fingers on her glass, and says, "It was nice knowing you, Carl. I wish we could have known each other better before you died."
I think I'm pausing there, just like a few feet away from her or whatever, like across the room, staring at her for a second, trying to I'm like, do I go invisible? Do I try and blink through a wall? What has she got planned? Is she just gonna like throw a fireball as soon as she's out of the blast radius? What is happening right now? I think I just back out slowly out of the room.
Back into the rain,
Yeah,
back into the night,
yeah.
back into the streets of Thornwood.
Does she like she just lets me walk out of the room?
Mm-hmm.
God.
Why don't we take our second break? We'll see you guys on the other side. I'm going to restart the stream. Bye-bye.